Hello everyone, and I welcome you back to another episode from Fortune Reviews. And today it is going to be all about the 2018 Harley Davidson Street Bob. Now this is an old school bike with new school technology and a very generous pricing. Earlier this bike didn't do as great numbers as expected from Harley Davidson, but as the Diana range is now merging into the Softail range, Harley Davidson can expect to do the numbers. So on this episode we are going to find out how this bike stands out in front of the competition and how this bike stands in the Harley Davidson lineup. So without any further ado, let's begin. Before we proceed any further, I would like to thank Warrior Harley Davidson and the owner that owns this bike. Actually, Warrior Harley Davidson helped us in getting in touch with the owner, so a special vote of thanks to them too. So as always, let's start from the looks. According to me, this does look very beautiful and the old school styling gives it a special touch. As far as the competitive pricing is concerned, it seems that this is a very important launch for Harley Davidson here in India. It is usually the first big V-twin bike that a Harley Davidson owner purchases after he comes up through the Sportster and now the Street range. It is also a motorcycle that has many available user-friendly personalizations. So what's new in this bike? Well, for starters, the Street Bob gets the all-new frame that is much lighter than before, and into this frame goes the dual counterbalanced Milwaukee 8 1750cc engine, which is very powerful. This is the engine that has oil cooling for the exhaust valves, and with the oil cooler tucked neatly between the frame down tubes, it looks good as well. And as with the other Softails, the Street Bob also gets dual bending valve forks, and at the rear end is the shorter of the two monoshocks that handle the rear end of the new motorcycle. Harley Davidson masterfully integrated a tiny but extremely effective LCD screen into the bar clamp. It's breathtaking in simplicity, and at least for motorcycles with basic instrumentation, I cannot imagine why you would need more. The screen shows speed, fuel and gear selection as the primary elements, and you can scroll through the odometer, trip meters, time and my personal favorite, a rev counter in the second line. Talking of the riding experience, the earlier model didn't offer a very much involving ride and it wasn't good enough, but this is certainly the Harley you would expect it to be. The new bike is better in every way. The frame is now 34% stiffer than before, and the bike has lost 8 kgs in all, and this makes the Street Bob even more eager than before. But while the breakout lacks clearance, the Fat Bob makes you work for it, and the Heritage Softail is almost too quick to steer. The Street Bob is just right. The low stance, excellent leverage from the bars and generally alert manners means that the Street Bob feels completely natural to ride. It turns smoothly and swiftly into corners, and for a motorcycle this long, it has excellent responses. We did push the bike to the limits and it did not hesitate even for a bit. The brakes feel good too, and part of that is the suspension, because technically the 2018 models don't get new brakes. The suspension is a big part of the story in fact. The Showa suspension gives the Street Bob small bump and sharp bump compliance, and this makes the riding experience feel more serene than I was expecting it to be. You will feel the big hits, but the heavy-handed thunk-clunk of the older Street Bob will be hard to recreate now. And of course the Milwaukee 8 is excellent. Now overall, it isn't hard to see that the Softail line's entry point is a good one. The 2018 model, even in Indian conditions, will be more comfortable than the older model by some margin. The lightweight and the ease of handling should make it easy to ride in our chaos too. A span adjustable set of clutch and brake levers would dramatically change how comfortable this motorcycle is, especially when you are in stop-go traffic or in the mountains. Not that I would do it again in a hurry, but I had aches and pains in both my fingers during the riding day, both attributed to the fact that the levers weren't right for me. And please Harley Davidson, pointing the products and accessory catalog for every little thing isn't the solution that I'm looking for. The Street Bob is a bike that has 1800cc engine with 64 brake horsepower and 144 Newton meters of torque. With all of this coupled to a 6-speed transmission, well, for 15.65 lakh on-road price, this is a good deal. So guys, that's about it for the new Harley Davidson Street Bob, and I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also share the channel with your friends so that we can reach the 1000 subscribers mark. For now, this is Fortune Reviews signing off. Thank you for watching.